Y'all, sorry the camera's off. I have low vision, for those who don't know. But before I get into this video, low vision can do anything like this closet door. I built it myself because it was never a closet door here. And I have to put paneling right here over the gap that I made to fill it in. But sorry, let's get to the video now. Bear reform sucks. What I mean by this, the issues that are caused is ridiculous. And it needs to be addressed because this is ridiculous. For instance, I took someone homeless in that was supposed to get their own place in a week or two, then they didn't. Now they threaten if they get told they have to leave, they're going to break everything or like that. Well, bear reform sucks. Because if a criminal does something wrong, they get right back out on the street in no time. That's why crime in America is out of control and spiraling out of control worse. For instance, if you guys have been watching the crime in New York State, where I'm from, the crime is just outrageous and out of control. Like, for instance, there's so many things that I can get into about the crime here. It's sad. I live in a small town because I moved away from the suburbs and stuff to get away from the crime. But unfortunately, we're starting to hit the news out here with criming. But to get to this point, I have someone in my home, and they ain't even paying anything like they were supposed to help, and or at least help do things. They ain't doing that. And long story short, I sold them a car, had to buy it back from them because they refused to get out of here. I own my mobile home, but I do not own the land. They said I want everything my way or no way, but the landlady who owns the trailer park said the car has to be removed if it ain't gonna be on the road. And they blew through all their money, which that's none of my business anyways, but they had 5 different chances. They got money different times. They could have put this car on the road and they had no bills, but they choose to blow it on stupid stuff. And they say it's my fault that I had to buy the car back because I want things my way and I want it out of here. I have to pay a tow company tomorrow to get this car out of here so I'm not evicted, because the landlady, which I don't know if she can do this, maybe you all know about it, will be evicted if that car ain't out of here. And I'm not sure she can do that without giving me time to get it out, but maybe y'all could tell me information on that. But it's like ridiculous because like literally getting threatened on a daily basis here, getting threats, you don't do this, then I'm gonna do this. I cannot wait till the 5th of this coming month. He's supposed to be out on the 5th. I'm hoping he is. If not, I'm gonna have to, my mom said she'll go with me. We're gonna have to go up to the town hall and get eviction papers and just take the chance of the house being trashed and being threatened and everything like that, because what I got told, if I had balls to evict, then do it. If not, don't do it. And I'm getting told if I do it, things will happen that I wish didn't. I'm not going to be threatened in my own home or have my family threatened, but this is all because bear reform now. Because I don't believe in calling law enforcement unless this is necessary need, but the threats that are being done are ridiculous. And certain things that have happened that is personal, I'm not going to say, should have never happened. Someone should have never done it who was staying in someone else's house, just other people. But I'm not getting into it. But the more of the story is why I'm giving you this story of the troubles that I'm going through right now. This person even blew up, both, not literally like blew up, but like blew the engine on purpose on the cars that I have. So we have no vehicles to even get around now. But thank God I work on stuff on the side and stuff, and I do scrapping. I have an old beat up car I put on the road for now. It has rotted out floors and everything, but it gets my family and I around, and that's all that matters. It won't pass inspection. It failed inspection. We have 20 days to get another car. But what the person told me, if it fails inspection, just pay again to get it inspected, and you have another 20 days until you can find another car, because the exhaust system's junk, the thing's falling apart. But long story short, I have another car. My car I want to pull out, but I don't want to bring it here with this guy here, because if he just gets mad, he'll destroy it or ruin this one too. It's my Mustang, the classic Mustang. We're going to put that on the road after he leaves so we have a good transportation. And I'm just going to put the engine in the wagon myself after he's gone and everything like that because I'm tired of being threatened. But the long story short, if bail reform wasn't made, think none of this stuff would have been happening because he was supposed to be in jail and he would have never been released and never needed a place to live. So if bail reform never happened, it would have done what it's supposed to do, and criminals would have been kept off the street instead of stealing from people, threatening people, and doing all kinds of things like instantly. There's so much crime going on in the area around here. It's ridiculous. Like my small town never had crime, but now we're getting crime. It's coming from the cities and suburbs. And yes, once in a while people out here will do crime. I won't say people out in the middle, like the country, don't do crime. They do have crime out here too, but it's lower because there are less people. But long story short, I think that they should have never did bail reform. Yes, some people are arrested that are innocent, so bail reform does help that, but they should see what the person's background is before they get bail reform. Like for instance, there was a guy down the road, another instance. This guy, this girl, she got threatened and everything, and bail reform screwed it over, right? He got out, and she ended up having to go to a hotel to get away because of bail reform. And it's like ridiculous, this bail reform stuff. But if you all know, if a landlady can threaten to evict you and move your mobile home if you don't get a car out, could you let me know? And like, I'm not sure what a landlady, if you own the mobile home, I own the mobile home, but I do not own the land. Like, what can be done like that? Like, she's in a different state, so I'm not sure if the states where she lives, she thinks the laws are the same as New York. She lives in Mass, and I live in New York. So I'm not sure if the laws are the same or if they're different and stuff like that. Like I know we have to go by New York law, but look forward to seeing you all in the next cool video. But just wondering like about that, and I think that was the most stupidest law they made in New York because of the crime out of control.